Hey, fellow artists. Welcome to my mythical treehouse cabin deep in the southern woods. Being so close to All Hallows Eve, I thought I'd tell a story from a different, more imaginative location. I hope you like the vibe. Now, this story was inspired by my research into the history of the cigar box guitar and my love for the native flora of North Florida. It takes place deep in these woods at night during a massive thunderstorm. So, grab your cozy favorite blanket, dim the lights, and turn up your audio system for an immersive experience. You'll be taken on a unique sound journey featuring Cat Tabak, my first cigar box guitar, along with some field recordings I've captured right here on my homestead. I also include high-quality audio samples from freesound.org, a fantastic resource filled with a wide range of free recordings available under the Creative Commons Zero license. The link to this library is in the video description box below. If you're snuggling into bed and prefer not to deal with traditional headphones or earbuds, then I recommend these. These are soft, flexible headband headphones designed for side sleepers. I've been using them for about a month and they're incredibly comfortable, allowing me to listen to my favorite soundscapes in bed without putting any pressure on my ears. Now, these headphones connect wirelessly via Bluetooth and are perfect for quiet evenings with soothing videos. They are open by nature, so they're not great for listening to loud content during sleepy time. You'll wake up your partner. And they aren't noise canceling, but they excel in comfort and affordability, especially as these come in a 2-pack, which is great for sharing and gifting. So if you're interested in giving these a shot, check the link in the video description box. Using my affiliate link helps support my channel at no extra cost to you. Okay, so now let's get into the story. The Dark Forest by Dr. Liza Seigido. Once upon a time, a weary hiker got lost deep in a southern wood. He walked for hours but couldn't find the forest's edge. Night was falling quickly, and the long, deadly branches of old granddaddy oaks creaked above as their leaves hissed in the rapid October wind. A storm was coming, and he needed shelter fast. His cell phone went dead, and he regretted deviating from the trail in favor of a wilder experience, sinking into despair. Exhausted from fighting off spider webs and jumping at the sound of scurrying creatures under the cushion of fallen leaves, he dropped onto his knees and begins to weep. Resigned to riding out the storm in the darkness among the forest creatures and creaking widowmakers, he felt something brush up against his back. He leaps to his feet and hears the rapid rustling of ground cover. It seems like whatever brushed up against him ran away, but, too scared to move, he remained standing, motionless. A minute, which seemed like an eternity, passed when he heard light footsteps in the leaves approaching his position. So many stealthy, deadly animals live in these woods. He felt a surge of heat on his face and his limbs tensed. But suddenly, he heard a familiar sound, the trill of a cat. He turned to face it, but it managed to rub up against his legs before he could locate it. "Hey, kitty, you scared the hell out of me," he said out loud. He reached down to pet the friendly calico, but it jumped away and bolted ahead of him. He could no longer see the cat, but instinctively began running in the direction it fled, driven by a strange impulse to follow a sliver of warmth. His frantic scamper continued until a blinding light and a voice halted his steps. "Are you turned around, mister? Lose your way?" It took a moment for his eyes to adjust to the light. The glow came from an old woman holding up a kerosene lantern. She was frail, but stood straight, her face a roadmap of deep creases. Her clothes were simple, a faded cotton dress resembling an apron with sleeves. "Yes," he replied, regaining composure. "Can you help me get to the nearest town? I will pay for gas," he continued. "Mister, there ain't time enough to be gettin' to town," she replied, her voice soft but sharp. "A squall's fixin' to break, and you look like death warmed over. You just come on and follow me." She led the way with her lantern. Was she barefoot? He couldn't quite tell in the light. "Mister, there ain't anything in this forest that can hurt me now," she said, without turning around, as if answering his deepest, unspoken fear. The words gave him a shiver that had nothing to do with the wind. He followed cautiously until the drizzle turned into rain, and her quickened steps became a race towards an unknown destination. As he dragged behind her, he noticed the calico cat trotting effortlessly alongside her. Was that the cat I met earlier? It must have led her to me, he thought, and somehow he found that comforting, so he picked up the pace. The old woman slowed, and they came upon a massive, ancient, live oak tree. Its limbs, thick as barrels, spread out like protective arms. Perched among the moss-draped branches, a small, rustic cabin seemed to grow right out of the tree itself. Creepy, yet inviting all at once. The cat leaped nimbly up the trunk. "Here's my place," she announced. He followed her up a short ladder to a creaky wooden platform that led to a door. As he stepped through the threshold, a sudden warmth enveloped him, and the drumming rain instantly faded into a gentle tapping. Along the rough-hewn walls, bunches of dried herbs hung, their earthly scent mingling with the smell of burning oak from a small pot-belly stove. He saw dried sprigs of sweet everlasting, a flowering weed his grandmother called rabbit tobacco. There were bright green, wrinkled maypops still attached to the vine, along with branches that held clusters of beautiful red berries. The kerosene lamps cast a soft, warm, amber glow over the single, simple room. He saw a small cot, a sturdy wooden table, and leaning against the wall, a curious rustic string instrument made from an old cigar box, its neck carved from a broom handle. He'd never seen such a thing. "Sit yourself down, mister," she instructed. "I'll make you a hot drink and something to eat." He watched her move, utterly self-assured and efficient. The cat, now curled by the stove, watched him with unblinking green eyes. "That's a fine cat," he said, trying to make conversation. "She's my eyes and ears," she replied, not looking up. "She's a sure foot even when the rest don't know north from south." She poured him a cup of steaming tea that tasted powerfully sour and was red like the clustered berries on the dry branches. As the storm raged outside, she spoke of trails that were no longer marked on maps, of moonless nights, and a time when the forest paths meant the difference between life and something worse than death. "You may believe it's naught but shadow and trouble," she said, "but here the law can't touch us, and the woods see to a body's needs." She spoke of duty and the long, continuing work of guiding lost souls to safety. Her words wove a pattern of deep history and timeless knowledge, hinting at a life stretched back to an impossible era. He finished his tea, feeling a profound sense of peace. The storm outside seemed less like a threat and more like a necessary cover for the work that continued here. When the sun finally rose, the forest floor was wet and sparkling. She gave him a small bundle of dried berries and pointed him to a faint deer path. "Follow that trail, mister. Keep the sun to your left shoulder, and it'll lead you straight to the paved road." He reached into his pocket for his wallet. "Miss, let me pay you for your kindness." She shook her head, a soft smile finally touching her lips. "You tend to the next one, mister. Find your way in this world and then lend a hand to others so they may find theirs. The Lord's good grace is payment enough." He thanked her, feeling a strange lightness and strength. As he started down the path, he looked back. The cabin, the old woman, and the cat were all gone, swallowed by the morning mist and the shadow of the colossal live oak. He followed the path she instructed, found the paved road exactly where she said it would be, and eventually returned to his life. But he carried something new, the realization that powerful lights exist in the darkness of the world, and he was determined to become one of them. And as one would expect, he never forgot the woman who was lost in time, who helped him find his way home.